שמש דקה ומוות בכנפיה.
Naomi, however, had a friend of her husband's, an influential man of the clan, of the family of Elimelech. His name was Boaz. And Ruth the Moabite said to Naomi, "Let me go to the field and glean among the ears of grain with him in whose sight I shall find favor." Naomi said to her, "Go, my daughter." So she went out and gleaned in the fields of the reapers. Now I read this quite slowly, or I translated it piece by piece, but in Hebrew, this verse 3 starts with 3 words. Vatelech, vatavo, vatelaket. It goes quite quickly and it repeats itself. It's a rapid sequence, and the rabbinical exegetes observe that and say, and then there's this unnecessary repetition. She went and came. Why doesn't just she came or she went, if you need it? We hear there, they conclude, the fear of an unfriendly reception. I mean, at least she was a Moabite, the daughter-in-law of people who had died, and then she was from Elimelech's family, Elimelech who had fled his responsibility in Bethlehem. So a rough treatment was a strong possibility. We feel that in the text. And then the text goes on, and incidentally, it happened to her, the part of the field belonged to Boaz, who was of Elimelech's family. The expression in Hebrew there is, which I translated incidentally, it happened to her. It's difficult to render, to give to you. It might say her chance chanced to hit upon the field of the family of Elimelech, of Boaz. This phrase that says a coincidence happened, something by chance happened, always in the Bible points at something that is arranged by God. When Jacob brought very quickly a piece of meat to his father Isaac, and Isaac wondered how it came you succeeded so quickly to bring an animal and prepare it for me. Jacob answered to his old father Isaac, "The Lord your God gave it to me." Actually, it says there exactly the same phrase, "The Lord your God made a coincidence. It happened to me that I found this animal." Ruth did not understand what happened to her. She certainly did not understand the significance of what she was doing. She did not know the people, and most certainly she did not know the owner of the field. This was all divine providence, we would say. What happened here is that man did not control anything, but in everything there was the hand of God. And this hand of the one true living God worked for his own purpose. God is behind all that looks to us like random. Planned events of our lives come to happen not because we do them, but because God's hand is in them. It was the servant of Abraham, when he looked for a wife for Isaac, that he asked God specifically, make such a coincidence. Let it randomly happen to me that I find the right woman. In biblical thinking, there is nothing like coincidence. Everything is the work of the God of Israel, the creator of heaven and earth. The Old Testament, the Tanakh, as well as the New Testament, just emphasize that there is no real coincidence, but everything flows out of God's hand. Just think of how Jesus teaches his disciples, are 2 sparrows not sold for 1 penny, and not one of them, even though they are nothing, not one of them will fall to the ground without your Father. Even the hairs on your head are all numbered. God knows what he is doing, even in the smallest detail. It was not visions, not dreams, not a direct speaking or acting of God. Neither a sign nor a miracle are here in this book scroll of Ruth. And yet from the very first word to the last words, it is God who is at work in a hidden way. It might be that the heart of man plans his way, as the old king Solomon recognized, but it is the Lord who establishes his steps. We as human beings cannot plan our life. We have to listen and to see what God is doing. And then it will happen to us what Paul writes, that those who, or we know he writes, that to those who love the one true living God, all things work together for them for good. He uses there a very specific phrase where it's not just him working, but he works together with somebody. And it's interesting that also Yeshua, Jesus, when he sends out his disciples, he says, he's the one, first of all, and he emphasizes that I'm the one to whom is given all authority, all power in heaven and on earth. And then he says, therefore go and do, make disciples. So it's not that we are in an Arab manner saying, we are just fatalists, we're just saying, Inshallah, if Allah wants, and we lay back and wait what happens. But no, our Father in heaven expects us to be obedient and to do what he wants, but we work together with him. It's all in his hand. And this is a confidence that he gives to us that gives an indescribable peace. Rabbi Eliezer was in the 1st, 2nd century one of the great rabbis of the Talmud. Some people consider him to be the nephew of Paul, but we don't know that. But he says about this scene here in the book of Ruth, he said Boaz did his part, and Ruth did her part, and Naomi did what she had to do. And then the Holy One, blessed be he, the one true living God, said, if I see this, it's upon me to do my part. And that's the decisive part.